Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and guess what? It's time for me to look at my best movies of 2018. The ones that I loved and still love even though they weren't really on the list. Okay, there are so many movies that I wanted to see and talk about, and I will be talking about those soon. So let's get on to the countdown. But first, now that we got those out of the way, let's continue. This was on the top of my list, but it went down a little more between everything that came out from the mid-spring and the early summer and all the way to the fall. I never thought this would actually be nominated for Best Picture, and yeah, that's because of all the backlash of that one Oscar-nominated award that they were gonna give out this year called Most Popular Film. Yeah, you can kind of go and say, this can't be right. Best Picture is what makes it popular or what makes everybody know that it's going to be a good movie. Nonetheless, it is a great movie. It is a worthy successor to anything in the Marvel Universe. Having a diverse cast, having a director of Creed and Fracking Station. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. Yeah, Deadpool 2 was gonna be a pretty good sequel, a worthy successor of the original. Still has some things that a little bug me, but I still like the jokes. Ryan Reynolds is great as Deadpool as always. We get new characters, we have everything that we can sort of like about it. There's just so much I can say about Deadpool. It's gone from a bad thing from X-Men Origins Wolverine, and now it's 10 years old, and you can see that's not going to be aged well. Especially for all these visuals. And I know there was a PG-13 cut of Deadpool 2. I will give my thoughts about that one. But just please keep Deadpool R-rated in the MCU. Just please. Please. We all have our thoughts about Michael Bay's Transformers, don't we? The first one is a guilty pleasure. The second one just became the worst of the bunch. The third one was okay. But I have a confession to make. I like the Mark Wahlberg Transformers movies. Just don't shoot, Don't hate me, don't hate me, don't hate me. It's just an unpopular opinion. Gratefully, Michael Bay's been off the director's chair since Transformers 5. And they're going to reset the Transformers series. And having Travis Knight be the director of Bumblebee is not a bad choice. He does have a great portfolio so far. Bumblebee has the credentials to set up a better Transformers series without Michael Bay giving all the credit. Wait, was he? Wasn't he the producer of the Bumblebee movie? Oh, no. Wait, he didn't have anything. He didn't make any changes like in A Quiet Place? Even better! You want to have a better Halloween sequel? Now you do! With Halloween 2018, or as I like to call it, Halloween H40. If you haven't seen my review of Halloween 2018, there. Just click on the information button. I love Queen. You can never go wrong with Queen. It's touched many ages, many generations. All my family and friends and kind of family members like it. The band, and Bohemian Rhapsody just goes to show that you can do anything that pleases the crowd. But yeah, if you're gonna go PG-13, just going about Freddie Mercury's life, you could have gotten just one element that could have made it an R rating. Just a tiny bit. This was a mega hit, and seeing the actor play Freddie Mercury is astounding. He could very easily win an Oscar. When I first saw this trailer in Jumanji 2, I was convinced that this was going to be an original idea. And sometimes Hollywood doesn't give any good ideas. It's near the box office can show. But this one proved me wrong. It was a #1 hit, and it stayed out of Michael Bay's producing hands. He let it be whatever John Aronofsky was going to be doing with it, and they nailed it. I love original ideas, and this was executed well. Tom Cruise, he's always good as an action star. Mission Impossible Fallout has been the 6th installment of the Mission Impossible franchise, and they have been going strong since the fourth and the 5th one. The 3rd one was I don't know. I've seen the original film. And the 2nd film, I know that's probably the worst one of all of them. But even from the 3rd film, they've been pretty strong after just that 3rd film. They have a good story, they have a good action, and characters. Even if one character just didn't bother to shave off as much, they are doing a certain movie. If you're guessing by my shirt. It's not my favorite film of 2018. It was a little bit iffy. It was everything I needed to be, all building up to quite possibly 17 or 18 films in the franchise. I don't know, but it really, really shows. The Russo brothers are great together as directors. The characters that we've grown to love and like and hate some of them, they really give it all. The characters and the actors have been doing a good job in these roles as always. Just tell me out in the comments how many times you cried. If you cried in the beginning, if you cried in the middle or at the end. Because there's something in the middle. That really kind of makes me think of Unfriended, except not with the supernatural elements in found footage style filming on someone's computer. I don't know how that film technique works, but I'm pretty sure it goes with that software people use when they do tutorials on their computers and desktops. It's gotta be. If you haven't seen Searching, go check it out. It is a brilliant film. It's probably overlooked and probably underrated. It's definitely worth your time. Yet another Oscar snob this year, and that is Won't You Be My Neighbor. I love Fred Rogers. Who doesn't love Fred Rogers? We all grew up with this show. We've all seen him on reruns on PBS. I know I have in my earlier years of elementary school, because I would go out. I would leave school probably by the AM, because I was an AM kindergartner. And by the time I got home, I would watch it in the afternoon. It's a pretty good show. It's always has been. And just like because Queen has also been a generation favorites. So is Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. The documentary has to be seen to be believed. There's so much that they've covered throughout his life, and it's such heart-wrenching. Makes me want to cry again. Why is it 2018 has made me cry so much? Another Oscar snob in the bag, but you know what? At this point, I don't care. There's always competition. Hereditary has a premise that feels like you've seen before, but it takes it in a unique way with supernatural mixed in with the psychological horror, and that can be good with the story. And yeah, A24 has a reputation from its being divisive to the audience, from The Witch and a couple other films that I'll bring up and cover. Tony Collette should have been nominated for an Oscar because there was a lot of stuff that was really good. The director, who also wrote the story, he has a promising career ahead of him. This movie has had a lot of remakes in the past. So once in the 30s it was the original film, the 50s it was remade, the 70s, and now 2018. This can be the most longest running remake out there, and it has taken the story from two different scripts, but it's modern and I love the concept, even if it's been done a little bit, but it's great. I love Bradley Cooper. He's been a great actor. He's also not a bad director like Seth MacFarlane. I really hope he does more as a director. Lady Gaga should most definitely be Oscar nominated. If she could be in more Oscar nominated roles like Melissa McCarthy has been nominated for Can You Ever Forgive Me, that should have happened. And last but certainly not least, everybody loves Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. This movie makes me appreciate animation even more than anything, especially comic books. This can very be my favorite animated film so far. I could have a list of my favorite animated films. The animation is beautiful. It's just beautiful to look at. I can never recall a time I was blown away in a theater just by watching the trailer and then seeing everything look beautifully. The story, the characters, everything about it. The soundtrack was also great, and that's right up there with Star is Born. I kind of like the soundtrack and the score for Black Panther, for some exceptions. Why would it have to be explained in context when you're going to be PG-13? I don't even know. Guys, let me know in the comments of what your favorite film of 2018 is and what you want me to cover next on my channel. I will see you guys next time.